What's up YouTube, CodFarmer221 here, and welcome to number 2 in Season 2 for Carnivorous 2 Online. We're playing as the United States this time, going against an Oberkommando West and a Wehrmacht. And these boxes going as the Soviets. These factions really do complement each other. So, in case I didn't really get to show off the US base last time, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using the armor company here. I really love the assault engineers because they have demo charges, and the fact is that the assault engineers, they can place down a satchel charge. So basically they can actually lay down a satchel charge, not just like in the middle, actually it's like a little ghost thing, so you can actually pick where it goes. They also are pretty decent units, they're a lot better than the basic engineer that you would have with the US from the first game. And they also have flamethrowers, so pretty good unit overall. So what I like to do with the United States to start off is I usually like to get about 3 riflemen, especially on a big map like this. So this is one like the forest new map. You can see the points have 5 munitions and then 3 fuel, so I kind of like that. If you have more points, then why shouldn't you get rewarded? That's how I see it. So like, it's important to get the fuel, which is like a 7 or so, but it's also important to hold a decent amount of territory here. So I'll be going against a Wehrmacht player, Mal, and here's the Oberkommando West. And he's going to put his first half track on the fuel here. The fuel is actually a nice defensible site on this map. Like, look, he has trenches and stuff, and he has Volks Grenadiers up. And look, there's even like a waterfall. How awesome is this? There's a bridge to the waterfall. Like, that was just like an extra detail they didn't need to do. That's great. Anyway, so all my boys are connected, and I'm going to seize the fuel right now. So I'm going to put these guys in cover and have these guys take the fuel. And my opponent down here has some pioneers. And you can see he's making a lot. Well, he's made some grenadiers and pioneers. You can see the Oberkommando West do have these flak emplacements, and then the Germans, the Wehrmacht has a basic, bunkers still. So he's gonna seize the center. So I decided to wire this off. I just want to make it hard, force my opponent down to a choke point. And you can see at a long distance that we should win this fight because we are in cover. Because they do have MP44, so that shouldn't really stop us. So I was thinking I had some opposition over here. Like, I swore that he'd have like send some troops to get our fuel. But nope, just a pioneer squad. I'm gonna move up my men in a second here. You can see we have penal troops getting into the trenches of the. I mean, there's just a lot of Germans here. These guys are gonna get massacred. He has to pull out. A satchel charge would have been nice in that close trench. But you can see the Storm Pioneers, very effective units. Especially cutting down units on retreat. These guys get stuck. I don't know what that's like a weird retreat glitch there. So I am doing a long range fight here. I really don't see any reason why I shouldn't. And then I captured this territory, and I'm gonna move up to here. You can see on this map, like right here, there's no way a tank can get in there. So no tanks can get around this whole area. Tanks have to either come from here. Well, they can't even get out through here. Oh, that's another thing too.
Combat engineers on the line.
When I get a bulldozer Sherman later, I could fight with that. So pretty much Gren fight. Well, I have 3 units though. So I got these guys in cover. The Grenadiers are a lot better than the US Riflemen that are unupgraded. So I'm just gonna flank around and use my numbers. These guys are completely outnumbered here, and I'm gonna force them back. I'm gonna kill a couple units on retreat, a couple guys, about half of the squad there.
Engineers are on the lines and deployable.
He's flanking around me. So here are the awesome units I was talking about. The assault engineers. They do have grease guns. One of the cool things they do is when they're veteran, they can have repair critical. So if your tank is a damaged engine, it's totally fine. 10 munitions, get these guys. Wow, this is a unit. Oh, I lost that unit.
Just got a report of an infantry.
So basically, those guys were down to like 2 men. Those guys were down to 2 men, and I ran them. Right into those guys I didn't see, they completely flanked around me. But yeah, the US has a lot of infantry in the beginning. That's just the Wehrmacht, but this guy's gonna counter my. He thinks I'm making a lot of infantry, so he's doing a lot of infantry on his own. That's his 3rd Grenadier squad here.
is ours.
Someone was asking me about the 10-minute rule, and that applies still for the Soviets and still for the. Looks kind of cool. Satchel charge here. Nice juice box, nice. So he threw a Molotov and caught his own guy on fire, but he's getting around the flank here. He's fighting like hell.
Lieutenant reporting in for duty.
So one of the things about the United States is that's kind of cool. I did the math here, so we're talking about the 10-minute rule. So you need to get a tank. You need either to do the cheapest way is a lieutenant, which is 50 fuel, right? Lieutenant's 50 fuel, and then you need the major, which is 90. So about 150 fuel to be able to get a tank, and then the cheapest tank is a Sherman, or well, I guess you could get one like the Wolverine, which is pretty bad actually. It's about 150 fuel to be able to activate tanks. That's about 110 fuel. So if you're getting about 30 fuel a minute, like we are, what is that? It's about. Look at these guys. He's like, this is a major assault here. It's 3 guns, and he also has these guys. I'm running my own combat engineers. These guys are getting flamed and I have to retreat them. I'm bringing these guys up. I got my lieutenant who's running up, but keep in mind, I'm fighting, like, look how close I am to him. This is very close to his base. My base is all the way at the top of the map here, so it's taking my reinforcements a little while to get there. And these guys are good, but not against a ton of Grens. So I'm going to kind of fall back a little bit. So at this point I activate the Browning automatic rifle, which can also delay you a little bit. It's about 15 munitions. So if you think about it,
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
if I do this now, so about 140 fuel, 30 fuel a minute, that's going to be roughly 5 minutes to get all this stuff unlocked if you have the manpower. And then if you have another 30 fuel, it's going to take you about another 4. So it could be about 10 minutes, I guess. Usually for the US, though, it's about 15 because you want to get bars or something to help support. So I have my lieutenant heavy covered. I really wish I had grenades, but once again, I really need a tank. I'm kind of seeing, mass Grens here that, my infantry's not going to win this, even if they do have bars, especially these guys in heavy cover. But I do need these guys to, I do need enough troops up here to keep these guys back, but I need a tank to really, break this guy. He does have an officer which is kind of good. He's not using concentrated fire, which would just make these guys so deadly. If you use a field officer, let me just switch to him really quickly, because concentrated fire is something I've been using now. So I need to make a video on it if I never did. If he uses this on one unit, he can really just, it basically means all your guys fire accurate for about 20 seconds. So like they fire faster and more accurate, so why not? Anyway, these boxes, combination of conscripts and penal troops. This is one of the cool new things is you can actually retreat your field guns, so they'll fall back to base. So you put a flak thing here, so it's very hard for juice boxes even to touch their field at this point. And you can see I'm kind of forced to concede.
Come on, boys, listen up.
Down here.
There's a major reporting for
Looks
action.
like I just popped up. So now I have my major. He's good because I'm going to be calling in some recon with him. But other than that, he's really not a combat unit. Just keep that in mind. So we have 3 Grens, an officer, a pioneer, and a machine gun. Still no, it's about 8 minutes in, and still no tech up, I don't think, from this guy. He's going for a tiger. I have news for you. He's doing a tiger. So if you don't see infantry, if you don't see anything besides a Panzer Grenadier, or even like using a Panzer IV possibly, keep that in mind, and they're probably going for heavy armor. So I gotta fall back my lieutenants. It's not worth losing them. I'm gonna get the next kind of group of troops here. I'm gonna build one of these cool new fighting positions. They're basically bunkers for the Allies and put a machine gun there. And at this point we have an MG42 blocking our choke point, because remember I have cut off this side here. Nothing in the center. We probably should have sent a unit. Ooh. Well, yeah, it's very hard for, I don't know, this is Panzer headquarters. I saw Soviets when I was playing as the Wehrmacht. This was in the alpha, though. I saw the Soviet player get a field gun and start bombarding using the light artillery barrage. That'd be pretty good. So right now I'm saving up for a Sherman, which again is about 110. So I'm gonna talk about the Wolverine. The Wolverine really, this is a 3-inch gun. That thing is really not effective. It has very light armor. It can be taken out by a Panzer IV pretty easily, especially against heavy armor. You do not want to make a ton of these. The Jackson, heavier armor, more expensive, but a hell of a lot better. Very effective. A little bit slower firing gun, but ton of damage. And then you have the Sherman, great all around. Not super effective against super heavy armor, but it's a light tank. Well, it's a medium tank, right? But it's like a T-34, right? No, Juicebox is messing with him. So it's a machine gun. I mean, it's a medium tank, so it can't be taken on like super heavy armor. And then you have this kind of like a artillery thing. I mean, that's good if you have some tanks out, but if you have a combination of Shermans, and I usually like to go one Sherman, one Jackson. That way you can fight in the infantry with the Sherman with the machine gun, and the Browning on it, and then you also have this to fight the Jackson, to fight the heavy armor like Panzer IVs. So at this point I'm going juice box. We have like, look at all these guys are coming here. You can see with the amount of bars we have that yeah. They're going to start getting destroyed with the bars. But keep in mind, bars do cost a lot. We are in negative cover. They do have a lot of MG-42s firing at us. And it's just a poor assault by me. Got a little impatient, but now I can get the Sherman, which I'll call in any second. I need to pull these guys back. I really wanted to scout to see what they had, and this guy's running forward. I don't know what that was. Maybe I think I had an attack order on these guys, so hopefully they'll get out of there. I have to pull these guys out too. So I had these guys coming to assist, but I had to pull back. He did this concentrated fire, so that'll make all those guys fire faster. A little late there, first time to use, but. So my major decided to capture a point because we only have 1 point right now. So by the way, when you're ever fighting in Kind of Heroes 2, if you see a side locked down as heavily as this one, just say screw it. Like, you can just shift. I'm talking to Juicebox right now, saying, Juicebox, you probably want to just shift towards the center, because look how vulnerable the center is. There's nothing here. There's a lot of Orwell Blitz trucks and stuff, and cut off their fuel here. I mean, like, the center is weak, right? And I could take this. I'm pretty confident in myself that I can take this. And I got my major here. Pretty cool guy overall. There he is with his pistol, and he has 2 companions. These guys look like guys from Band of Brothers. It's a great series if any of you have ever seen it. And then they made the Pacific. Like I said, in Band of Brothers, they had Ross, the guy from Friends, on it. I'm not sure for international people. They've probably heard of Friends. Ross from Friends was there, and I just kept thinking Ross because that guy was so iconic and playing Ross forever. Anyway, so I got a more infantry pushing. I figure I can flank, and the Sherman comes out, and we should be able to take these guys down.
Sherman ready to go.
And see, immediately I'm upgrading with the Browning 50 cal on this. And the Sherman is good. It's very fast and maneuverable. So Juicebox has decided to. I would have thrown a satchel, but he figured he could take this out with all his infantry. So we're harassing their. Well, really, Juicebox is taking out some of the Orwell Blitzes, and we're cutting off their fuel. So why would he? This is very heavily fortified. There's mines, ATs, bridges blown. Like, there's no real point. We got a little too close to the machine gun here. So I'm going to switch over to HE round shortly. And what this does is it's good for taking out buildings and infantry. You can see I'm doing that right now. So your tank's main gun will stop firing as you're switching over the shells. And I don't care if they Panzer Faust me a little bit. They did that twice. So I'm targeting this machine gun. I got my men flanking over from here. Juicebox is here too, assisting me. I have a ton of men I'm going to throw into this fight here, and I'm going to completely overwhelm his position here. And the cool thing is that these guys have to turn out, so they call them embark technically. So I can just turn my crew out there. I can just turn my sorry about that. I turn my crew out there, and they can just repair it. And they also have critical because they're veterans of 3 now, because they've killed quite a lot of infantry. Wish I had an ambulance, but I was working about a tank destroyer right now. Like I was saying, 1-on-1, pretty good combo. These are Obersoldaten. These units are very deadly. They're 400 manpower, but I don't know, poor guys. I don't know they roll around. That's kind of sad. very deadly, especially with the upgrade for their assault rifles.
Lousy patch of dirt is ours.
So this side's completely fallen, which is good. Thanks to G-Spock. This help I have a... Like, I offer you, when you disembark your guys, right, like, it's kind of funny because your tank disappears and you figure, like, oh, I did lose a tank or something. It's just kind of stupid, but... I have a lot of manpower right now, but I'm just saving up for this tank.
The OK Corral.
The OK Corral. I have my major here.
Major here.
So I'm going to take my major, and I'm going to try to scout up here. But unfortunately, you can see all the Wehrmacht is right here. I'm just like, oh my god. I tried to retreat, and they were just instantly wiped out.
We just lost a
I just
unit.
placed an anti-tank mine here, but they decided to back off. You can see it's pretty much like he's spamming this tech tier 1 thing. He's basically spamming tier 1, getting a lot of veterancy with him. He does have the light mechanized coming in. He does have a Panzer 4 thing up. But pretty slow on his part.
Crew ready.
So I have a Jackson here that should be coming out. These guys have a ton of infantry. And guess who they're coming for? They're coming for me. Coming to attack me. It'd be cool if I could build some of the... I don't have the other one where I could build the trenches. Very smart trying to flank around me, though. But I have a tank, keep that in mind, and I have a decent amount of infantry here. My tank's acting all weird. This fighting position is still kind of being built. Look at all the light machine guns he has. Every single one of his friends have light machine guns.
One of our capture points.
So I have to withdraw some of my men. I want to get my tank back because I see there's a
One of our
one.
fighting positions is sustained
Oh, I destroyed my own thing there. One, there's a anti-tank rocket launcher. And my men have to run the gauntlet. I'm going to lose them, unfortunately. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being
So I
wiped
am
out.
targeting these guys here. My lieutenant's here. We are destroying their flanking fort. Every one of these Grens that die, that's high veterancy, I'm pretty happy about. So I'm being a little conservative with my tank here, you know, doing some basic strikes here, but I don't want to get too close to this. Because I'm afraid I'm going to get Panzerfausted and stuck in front of this thing.
Ready for orders.
So my Jackson came out. Here's the Jackson. Pretty awesome. Love it. I want to see a Hellcat too. It'd be kind of fun for you guys. I like want more commanders. Like there's extra commanders in the alpha towards the end, and they're not in the game yet. So I guess they're testing the waters. I see these Ober Soldaten, and these guys are very good. So I'm trying to take out those guys. But I gotta pull this guy back here. I do have an MG here to kind of help assist. But yeah, you can see how much damage that thing does to the light armor.
We lost
And this guy was calling this guy a coward or something. I don't know what was going on there. You can see the T-34s are here though. Rolling down trees. Mowing down trees. Not rolling. He's gonna come assist me and flank around these guys. Keep in mind he can't go through here, but he can go all the way around.
To the death factory, boys. Stick with me and you might just...
So as he's doing that, I'm repairing my tank here, and I can bring up my Jackson, but keep in mind it's for anti-tank. I'm telling him, dude, don't run right in front of the AT here. Well, nothing can Faust him, though. That's what I was telling him. He needs to kill this AT here. So you can see this guy secured this whole left side, and at this point, this guy quit. So this guy was angry at his ally and rage quit on him. His ally wasn't doing bad. I mean, they did have 2 victory points, right? You know. But he quit. I mean, this guy does have a ton of infantry. He spammed tier 1, but now he's getting some tanks out, right? And I am still... Look at that. Oh, then I gotta... I have a Sherman. I'm gonna save up for that. So basically the Sherman has obviously a bulldozer, so it could probably bulldoze through these things here, I think. But it does have... can make emplacements. Great barriers. I didn't do any of that, unfortunately, but I think that'd be kind of cool, too. So, the AI, of course, starts harassing. They're not going to sit and defend this area, right? So, thankfully, thanks to Juicebox's T-34s, we can now...
Crowds are taking one of our points.
Oh, they're cutting me off there. Basically, we've secured this area, which is very good. That MG42 with these guys, they fire quite fast too. These guys will absolutely shred these squads here, so I'm bringing out my Sherman here. I got a bulldozer now. Check out this guy. How awesome is he? I almost feel like his gun is different than the other Sherman. I feel like he's like a high velocity. Oh yeah, he does have a 105mm howitzer. So you can see I have a very diverse army. What was that? Oh, that was a little car. So I see there's a Panzer IV here. Definitely not too worried. A little worried when I saw a second Panzer IV flank around me. So we got a little stuck here. Look at the damage these guys are doing. That guy's gone. And I'm hoping I can destroy this before it takes out my Jackson. But, you know, he's behind me and he is going to take out my Jackson, unfortunately. So he took out my Jackson, unfortunately, but yeah, it's a pretty good engagement. I lost a Jackson, but I kept my Veteran Z2 Sherman, which is shredding these guys. They double Fausted me there. Keep in mind, I was on armor piercing there. If you're on high explosive shells, you gotta switch that as soon as you see a tank coming, because those are not effective at all against those. So I'm calling 250 munitions for a howitzer barrage here. I just want to utterly decimate these guys. And they pulled back. He's smarter than that. Look at that. It's like if I called that on his base, can you imagine how devastating that would be? So the AI is getting a Yog Panther here. And taking back the center. So Juicebox is pretty much back at base. So I'm going to tell him I need you to take that center because I'm holding this right side here. And this artillery is so fun to watch. Like, kind of a waste, but it was kind of cool to show it. I hear another tank over here at this point. And the Yog Panther's kind of moving on. The Overcommando West player is just kind of backing. Like, it's a computer, right? So he's kind of maneuvering around. So we're gonna wipe out this, try to wipe out this officer here. And I got him on retreat. So basically what Ma did wrong in this was he went high, heavy tier 1, and then his Panzer IVs got destroyed. I want to see how much fuel this guy has actually. He's gonna try to get a Tiger here. I see these guys back here, and look at my bulldozer. So they completely wiped out a squad, I'm pretty sure. And there's a Yog Panther here. I'm like, am I gonna lose this side again? Juicebox is making a good push in the center though with his T-34s. He even can capture this artillery now. I never do the company command post for the United States. I'm gonna try it out, but it just delays you so much for tanks. I mean, it's great if the Germans get out tanks early because you have ATs and those are very good. But also as a howitzer, which is a pretty decent unit, you know, you can really kind of lay down a little bit of the damage to them. So I figure this thing's moving on, might as well just go right back and do it. So this is very anti-infantry and field defense, as you can see. Kind of like a Storm Panther. Once again, they're Fausting my tanks, but not worried. And this tank is kind of sitting back. High explosive shells. And then I see this here and I'm like, oh boy. So I'm just going to pull this guy back. I'm trying to get my tanks, you know, I'm doing reverse, but the pathfinding's still not 100% here. I'm doing one of the new abilities, the smoke screen. Riding heavy car, that seems awesome. Destroy barrier. Oh, I gotta use this thing more often, it looks pretty cool. This was not in the regular thing. So Juicebox surrounds this guy. There's like a strafing run or something that comes in. I'm telling Juicebox, you need to get rid of that thing. He knows though. His tanks are a little stunned though. Look, his IS-2 is poor pathfinding here. It's like trying to go in the trench. And so this guy's gonna maybe possibly get away. He's going to send this tank in kind of as a sacrifice. The Yak Panzer's also having trouble maneuvering, and he got wiped out. So between the heavy tank here, he should be able to take out that AT there. I've again lost this side a little bit, but they do have... I wonder how I got that much fuel, because I mean, he's getting 27 fuel a minute. Yeah, okay, well, wow, they made it cheaper. I thought it was 250. No, it was 230. I thought it was 720 and 230. So Juicebox has radio intercept, so he's telling me that they do have the Tiger. You can see Juicebox one with the armored assault tactics. So he's like, you know, they released the Tiger. It's probably there. I'm like, oh, okay, I found it. It was just like, oh yeah, there's the Tiger there. And I'm like, I really need that Jackson. He's pursuing. He has every right to pursue. For some reason here, he hesitates. Until to get my more speedy tanks away. I don't have veterancy on these guys, otherwise I'd launch one of these anti-tank grenades. One thing I think they will change on this, I think the German Volksgrenadiers are going to have to pay for their grenades. It's a little unfair the United States has to put down 25 fuel for grenades and that they just automatically get them. And they're basically the same quality soldier. So Juicebox sends the IS-2, and I'm repairing. I kind of wish he would wait, but I gotta help him, you know. The IS-2 can't just take on a Tiger, so just kind of luring him forward. And this actually been doing a decent amount of damage. You call the Sturmovik on there, taking a lot of doing a lot of damage. I gotta pull these guys back. They damaged our engine slightly. Oh, they blocked our vision. So nice little bombing run by them. He's trying to back out now. He's not using the reverse, which is very important. Could be poor pathing though. So his Tiger's actually going to escape, believe it or not. And I'm chasing him. I'm like, come on, Juicebox. And I know if he takes one more shot on me, I'm dead. So I'd rather pull back my tank here. But I do have a Jackson up now, which is pretty awesome. More of these soldats. This is the computer. So if you think about it, this guy was pretty much holding this side, right? All we needed was this here, and Juicebox could have taken that. So even though he's playing against an AI, I fought against the computer. I fought against the human the whole time. And you can see that he's been decimated infantry-wise. He has only one machine gun here. Now we have the IS-2 out, and I'm like doing pretty happy with myself. These guys can do the critical repairs, and they can also build these light anti-tank. But I'm not sure. I know these are good against light vehicles, but I haven't tested them against like a heavier tank.
Grab your shit and follow me.
Once again, retreating. This little car can actually suppress infantry, so it's kind of like an early machine gun for them. So we're getting 20 fuel. He's getting about 45. Keep in mind, they hold this part of the map here, so. And he also has the car here. He has two cars there. I brought my tank here, and I'm like, you want to fire? Like, it was slower, right? Because they both have slow reloads, and I mean, if it got hit one more time, it was gone. So I figure at this point, I can get another Wolverine tank destroyer, and that might help. I like having this diverse force. I have two very capable anti-infantry things, and I also have this.
M10 tank destroyer.
I also have these tank destroyers here, including this Wolverine, which is coming up. So this is a 3-inch, and this has a. Oh yeah, I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing here? So I have a lot of infantry that I've made and refitted possibly, so I'm gonna try to take back this pretty much the center here. Juicebox is getting ready for another assault. Because they have all this territory and they're getting a lot of fuel. Let's keep in mind, map control is also something now on these newer maps, which makes sense, right? I mean, if you're holding all the strategic points, like what's the point if you don't get something from them? So I do agree with that. I would love a remake of St. Helens. I absolutely love that map. I think it's St. Helens or somewhere. You have like the city on the right side and the railway on the left, and it's like an awesome battle for the center. Like, I love that map. I'm undefeated in the new Company of Heroes 2, and the new Company of Heroes Steam version on that. It's a British. So I'm repairing my tank a little too close to the front line, but I have these rear echelon troops kind of just hanging out, watch for enemy attacks. So that guy's being repaired. Has some Panzer Faust. Guy's another Grenadier squad. So he has two Tigers. So we've taken that. So, you know, our fuel is going up as his fuel is going down to 36. So by having 45 fuel, I was able to easily get another Tiger. I didn't realize that because the AI did take a lot of our territory. So here comes the big assault for this match, you know, USA. Already getting shots off, doing some damage. So we have an IS-2, I have 4 tanks, 2 Shermans, and a Wolverine and a Tank Destroyer. Tons of damage, this guy's just getting utterly wiped out. They are targeting the Wolverine Tank Destroyer. If you're going to target something, always target the Jackson. If you have a Sherman and Jackson, take out the Jackson first, it'll save you a lot of time. These guys are on... Oh, it's not firing low explosive. It's not. Whoops. That's going to be a new mistake you're going to see a lot of players make. It's not firing. It's firing high explosive. It's not switched over to tanks. And now we can't see because of the smoke or something. So all the men are moving forward. I'm worried about these guys, but I do have my rear. I do have my rear echelon troops and these guys. I took out the Panzerschreck guys. So we just wiped out 2 Tigers. That's pretty much a good game at this point. I mean, I could just repair. He took out my Jackson. He took out my Wolverine with the armor-piercing rounds from this, or it was this gun. Maybe it was this gun. I'm not sure. Either way, it's gone.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
So this crew has killed 32 men. Very good. There's a radio net. Rate of fire. Nearby armor, which is pretty cool indeed. So Over Commando West is decimated. They have nothing really left. That's a computer though, and he has nothing really left either. So he's gonna surrender here. So I've killed 83, lost 103 men.
Heavy machine gun.
I pretty much go negative with the guys. The United States so far. It's just a lot of, you lose a lot of infantry in the beginning. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned a little more about the United States and the various armored tactics I used here. There'll be more videos to come. COD 49221 signing off. Leave a comment down below and a like if you enjoyed.